The SUV hits the iron gates so hard the sound cracks through the rain like a gunshot. Guards scatter. Metal screams. Then silence, the kind that makes men hold their breath and check their exits. Ronan Ashcroft steps out into the downpour, and the world tilts. His suit jacket hangs in shreds. Blood. Not his, streaks across his white shirt and handprints that look like someone tried to claw their way to safety. His eyes burn cold, the kind of cold that doesn't blink, doesn't soften, doesn't forgive. In his arms, cradled against his chest like something sacred and destroyed all at once, lies an Omega, unconscious, broken, barely breathing. The Omega's clothes are torn, mud-caked, soaked through with rain and something darker. Blood smears across pale skin, trails down from a split lip, disappears into the collar of a shirt that used to be gray. One arm dangles limp. The other is pressed tight to his ribs like even in sleep, he's trying to protect what's left. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. Every guard at the Vale Crown Estate knows who Ronan Ashcroft is. The Alpha King. The man who owns half the city's logistics, the other half secrets, and all of its fear. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't need to. When Ronan speaks, people move or they disappear. But right now, he's not speaking. He's staring at the Omega in his arms like the world just broke a rule no one knew existed. Rain hammers the pavement. Thunder rolls low and mean across the skyline. Somewhere in the distance, sirens wail, but they won't come here. Nothing comes to the Vale Crown Estate unless Ronan allows it. The scent hits next. It cuts through the rain, through the smell of wet asphalt and iron gates and fear. Lavender crushed underfoot, blood sharp and metallic, and something else. Terror. Fresh, raw, still clinging to the Omega's skin like a stain that won't wash out. One of the guards gags. Another steps back. No one can look away. Ronan's jaw tightens. His fingers press into the Omega's shoulder. Not rough, not gentle, steady. Like he's the only thing keeping this fragile body from falling apart completely. Then his voice drops, low and lethal, vibrating through the rain-soaked air. Who the fuck hit you? No one answers. No one dares. The Omega doesn't stir. His head lolls against Ronan's chest, brown hair plastered to his forehead, lips parted just enough to show shallow, uneven breaths. There's a bruise blooming purple along his jaw. Fingernail scratches rake down his neck. His knuckles are split, bloodied. He fought back. He lost. Ronan takes a step forward, and the guards part like water. Get the medic, he says, voice flat and final. Now. Two guards bolt toward the estate. The rest stand frozen, unsure where to look, what to do, how to process the impossible sight in front of them. The Alpha King, drenched and shaking with barely contained rage, holding an Omega he's never mentioned, never claimed, never acknowledged. Until now, Ronan moves up the stone steps, cradling the Omega closer. Rain drips from his hair, slides down his neck, pools in the hollow of his collarbone. He doesn't wipe it away, doesn't slow. His boots leave wet prints on the marble floor as he shoulders through the double doors and into the estate's grand foyer. Chandeliers glitter overhead, all gold and crystal and wealth that doesn't apologize. The floor gleams. The air smells like leather and old wood and power that's been inherited, not earned. Ronan lays the Omega down on the leather couch near the fireplace. His hands linger, one under the Omega's head, the other pressed flat against his chest, feeling for the rise and fall of breath. It's there, faint, fragile. Ronan exhales through his teeth. The medic rushes in, bag in hand, face pale. He's seen Ronan angry before. He's never seen him like this. Broken ribs. The medic mutters, hands moving fast, checking vitals, wiping blood, assessing damage. Possible concussion, bruising across the torso, defensive wounds on the hands. Jesus, someone really wanted to send a message. Ronan's knuckles go white. Fix him. The medic nods, doesn't ask questions, knows better. He works in silence, cleaning wounds, wrapping ribs, pressing an oxygen mask gently over the Omega's face. Ronan stands 3 feet away, arms crossed, eyes locked on the Omega's chest like if he stops watching, the breathing will stop too. Minutes crawl past. The Omega's scent shifts, lavender fading, fear loosening its grip, replaced by something warmer. Exhaustion, relief, safety, and then, underneath it all, something else. A pull. Ronan feels it low in his gut, sharp and uninvited, like a hook sinking deep and yanking hard. His pulse kicks up. His vision sharpens. Every instinct he's spent a lifetime controlling suddenly screams one word. Mine. He takes a step back, then another. No, he doesn't do this, doesn't feel this. Alphas who lose control lose everything, and Ronan Ashcroft has built an empire on control. But the bond doesn't care. It hums between them, ancient and absolute, tying Ronan to this broken, unconscious Omega with a certainty that makes his hands shake. The medic glances up. He'll survive. But whoever did this... I know. Ronan cuts him off. The medic swallows. Should I ask his name? Ronan's eyes don't leave the Omega's face. Calder Hale. The name lands heavy like a sentencing. Outside, thunder cracks again. Lightning flashes white through the windows, casting sharp shadows across Ronan's face. For just a second, he looks less like a king and more like a man standing on the edge of something he can't walk back from. He turns toward the window, jaw tight, fists clenched. And in the reflection, barely visible through the rain, someone is watching from the street below, waiting. Who ordered the attack on Calder? And why does Ronan already know his name? Calder Hale learned to walk small when he was 19. Not physically. He's always been lean, narrow-shouldered, easy to overlook, but small in the way prey learns to move through predator territory. Eyes down, shoulders in, scent muted, breathing shallow enough that no one notices he's there. It works, most days. He's 26 now, and the city still feels like it's waiting for him to slip. Tonight, he's cleaning the 10th floor of the Harmon Financial Tower. It's nearly midnight, and the building hums with the low electric buzz of lights that never turn off. His cart rattles as he pushes it down the hall. Mop, bleach, trash bags, the smell of industrial lemon cleaner that burns his nose after 8 hours. His hands ache, his back aches, his jaw aches from keeping his mouth shut. He empties a trash bin outside a corner office. Through the glass walls, he can see the city lights stretching out like broken promises. Harborcrest glitters below. Steel and money and alphas who take what they want. Calder turns away. The elevator dings behind him. He freezes. 2 alphas step out. Mid-conversation, ties loosened, voices loud with bourbon and entitlement. They don't see him. They never do. Calder keeps his head down, grips the mop handle, and waits for them to pass. One of them stops. You! Calder's pulse spikes. He doesn't look up. You missed a spot. 3rd floor bathroom. The alpha's voice is bored, dismissive, like Calder's existence is a minor inconvenience. Handle it. Yes, sir, Calder says quietly. The alpha smirks. Good Omega. They walk away laughing. Calder's knuckles go white around the mop handle. He counts to 10, then 20. Then he gets back to work. This is survival. At 2 a.m., he clocks out. The night supervisor barely glances at him as he signs the log. Calder pulls his hood up, shoulders his worn backpack, and steps out into the rain. The city smells like wet concrete and exhaust. The streets are slick, reflecting neon signs and headlights in fractured colors. Calder keeps to the edges, avoids eye contact, walks fast but not too fast. 3 blocks from home, his phone buzzes. He pulls it out. The screen is cracked, held together with tape. 1 new message. Unknown number. His stomach drops. He stops under a broken streetlight, rain soaking through his jacket, and opens it. You spoke once. Tonight you pay. The phone slips in his grip. He knows what this is. He's always known it would come back. 6 years ago, Calder testified. A shipping company, foster care fraud, money laundering through kids who had no one to protect them. He was one of those kids once. So when a lawyer asked him to speak, he did. The case collapsed. Witnesses vanished. Records burned. The men he named walked free, and Calder learned to disappear. He moved, changed jobs, kept Irie close, told himself if he stayed quiet, stayed invisible, they'd forget. They didn't forget. His hands shake. Rain runs into his eyes. He looks around. Empty street, closed storefronts, the distant hum of traffic. No one's watching, except someone is. He starts walking again. Faster now, heart hammering. For more blocks. Just 4. He can make it. Behind him, footsteps. Calder's breath catches. He doesn't turn around. Doesn't run. Running makes it worse. The footsteps quicken. He cuts left into an alley. Stupid, reckless, but the main street feels too open, too exposed. The alley is narrow, lined with dumpsters and fire escapes. Rain pooling in the potholes. His boots splash through dirty water. Halfway through, a shadow moves. Calder stops. Another shadow behind him. His pulse roars in his ears. Calder Hale. The voice is calm, almost polite. You have a good memory. Calder backs up. His shoulders hit the brick wall. I didn't. You did. The man steps closer. Dark coat, expensive shoes, face hidden under an umbrella. You spoke. You cost important people a lot of money, a lot of reputation. I was a kid. You were a mistake. The second man grabs Calder's arm. He twists, tries to pull free, but the grip is iron. His backpack hits the ground. His phone skitters across the wet pavement. Please, Calder says, hating how his voice shakes. I have a son. He's 8. He's waiting for me. The man with the umbrella tilts his head. We know. Calder's blood goes cold. The first punch comes fast, ribs, sternum, kidneys. Not wild, not angry, methodical, professional. They're not here to kill him. They're here to break him. And they do. He hits the ground, tries to curl up, tastes blood. His vision blurs. Rain hammers down, mixing with the blood running from his nose, his mouth, pooling under his cheek. He thinks of Irie's backpack. Hanging by the door, lunch packed, homework inside. He thinks of Irie waiting, watching the door, counting minutes. He thinks, headlights slice through the alley, bright, blinding, close. The men freeze, an engine roars, tires screech, a door slams, and then a voice, low, cold, lethal, cuts through the rain. Step away from him. The men don't move. The voice drops lower. Now, footsteps, heavy, purposeful, the kind that don't ask twice. Calder's vision swims. He sees boots, expensive, Italian leather, polished even in the rain. He sees a hand reach down, and then everything goes dark. What kind of alpha tracks a bleeding omega through a rainstorm? And why does he already know Calder's name? Calder wakes up in pieces. First, warmth. Not the sticky, suffocating kind from too many blankets, but the kind that seeps into bones and makes the body remember it's supposed to be alive. Second, softness. Under his back, under his head. A mattress that doesn't sag, pillows that don't smell like mildew and old sweat. Third, pain. His ribs scream when he tries to breathe. His jaw throbs. His hands feel swollen, knuckles stiff and cracked. He doesn't open his eyes yet. Doesn't want to, because if he opens them, he'll have to face wherever he is and how he got here. But then he hears it. Breathing. Small. Steady. Close. Calder's eyes snap open. Irie. His son is curled up on the bed next to him, fast asleep. One small hand fisted in Calder's shirt like he's terrified to let go. Irie's face is peaceful, mouth slightly open, dark curls falling across his forehead. He's wearing his favorite pajamas, the ones with the faded superhero print. Calder's throat closes. He doesn't remember getting here, doesn't remember anything after the alley except pain and headlights and a voice that didn't belong to anyone he knew. But Irie is here, safe, breathing. That's all that matters. Calder shifts carefully, biting back a hiss as his ribs protest. The room comes into focus. High ceilings, dark wood furniture, floor-to-ceiling windows that show the city skyline glittering below. The bed is massive, king-sized, covered in charcoal gray sheets that probably cost more than Calder's rent. This isn't a hospital. This is someone's home. Panic flares. He sits up too fast, vision swimming, ribs locking up in protest. His breath comes short and sharp. Where is he? Who brought him here? Where's his phone? Easy. The voice comes from the doorway. Calder's head snaps toward it. An alpha stands there, tall, broad-shouldered, dressed in a black shirt with the sleeves rolled up. His hair is dark, jaw sharp, eyes colder than anything Calder's ever seen. But it's not the cold that makes Calder freeze. It's the scent. Steel, winter pine, control. It rolls off the alpha in waves, filling the room, sinking into Calder's lungs. His body reacts before his brain catches up, instinct curling tight in his chest, telling him to submit, to lower his eyes, to go still. But Calder doesn't. He pulls Irie closer, ignoring the way his ribs scream, and meets the alpha's gaze head-on. Who are you? The alpha doesn't move. Ronan Ashcroft. The name lands like a stone. Calder knows that name. Everyone in Harborcrest knows that name. Ronan Ashcroft. The Alpha King. The man who controls more of the city than the mayor, the police, and the courts combined. The man people whisper about in alleys and boardrooms and late-night diners when they think no one's listening. Calder's pulse hammers. Why am I here? Because you were bleeding out in an alley. That's not an answer. Ronan's jaw tightens. He steps into the room, slow and deliberate, and Calder tenses. But Ronan stops 6 feet away, hands loose at his sides, posture carefully neutral. You were attacked, Ronan says. I found you, brought you here. My medic patched you up. Why? Ronan's eyes narrow. Does it matter? Yes. For a long moment, neither of them speaks. The room hums with tension, the kind that makes the air feel heavy. Calder's grip tightens on Irie, and Ronan's gaze flickers to the boy, something unreadable crossing his face. You have a son, Ronan says quietly. I know. He showed up at one of my buildings 3 months ago, alone, middle of the night. Said his Omega didn't come home. Calder's stomach drops. I told my people to find you. Ronan continues, voice flat. Took them 2 weeks. By then, you were already gone. Different job, different address. You're good at disappearing. Calder swallows hard. I have to be. Not anymore. What's that supposed to mean? Ronan's expression doesn't change. It means the people who hurt you made a mistake. And I don't let mistakes walk away. Calder's chest tightens. I don't need your protection. You're still breathing because of it. And what do you want in return? The question hangs sharp between them. Calder knows how this works. Alphas don't help Omegas out of kindness. They help because they want something: loyalty, submission, control. Always control. But Ronan doesn't answer right away. He looks at Calder like he's trying to solve a problem he didn't ask for. Like something in the alley shifted, broke, rearranged itself, and now he's standing in the aftermath trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Finally, Ronan exhales. I want you to stay here until it's safe. Safe for who? For him. Ronan's eyes drop to Irie again. He's 8. He shouldn't have to wonder if his Omega's coming home. Calder's throat burns. He hates that Ronan's right. Hates that Irie has already learned what fear tastes like. Hates that staying here, in this massive estate with this dangerous alpha, might be the only thing keeping his son alive. Who ordered the attack? Calder asks quietly. Ronan's expression hardens. Gareth Crown. The name hits like a fist. Calder closes his eyes. Of course it was Crown. The man whose empire Calder tried to expose 6 years ago. The man who walks free while kids disappear into systems designed to erase them. He knows I testified, Calder says. He knows you're a loose end. And now, Ronan's voice drops, cold and final. Now he's mine. The certainty in those words makes Calder's skin prickle. He doesn't know what Ronan means by that. Doesn't want to know. But he can see it in the Alpha's eyes. Whatever happens next, Gareth Crown won't walk away. Irie stirs against Calder's side, mumbling something soft and sleepy. Calder brushes a hand through his son's curls, grounding himself, reminding himself why he's still here. "I'll stay," Calder says finally. "But only until it's over." Ronan nods once. "Understood." He turns to leave, but Calder's voice stops him. "Why did you come for me?" Ronan pauses in the doorway. His shoulders are tense, jaw tight, like the question costs him something to hear. "I don't know," he says quietly, and then he's gone. Calder exhales, pulls Irie closer, and stares out at the glittering city below. Somewhere out there, Gareth Crown is still breathing, but not for long. What happens when the Alpha King declares war on the man who owns half the city's secrets? Ronan Ashcroft doesn't pace. Pacing is for men who don't know what to do next. Men who let emotion cloud strategy. Men who lose. But right now, standing in his office with the city lights bleeding through the floor-to-ceiling windows, Ronan wants to put his fist through the glass. He doesn't. Instead, he stands perfectly still, hands clasped behind his back, staring at the skyline like it owes him an explanation. It doesn't. Behind him, his head of security, Dominic Kane, 6'4" and built like a wall, shifts his weight. He knows better than to speak first. Ronan's voice cuts through the silence. "Tell me again." Dominic clears his throat. 3 months ago, a kid showed up in the lobby of Ashcroft Tower North. Security tried to remove him. He wouldn't leave. Said his Omega didn't come home. Said the city eats soft people. Asked if we were soft. Ronan's jaw tightens. "I flagged it," Dominic continues. "Ran the name Calder Hale. Found his work records, address history, a sealed testimony from 6 years ago. By the time we got eyes on him, he'd already moved. New job, new apartment, off-grid. And you lost him." Dominic doesn't flinch. "Yes, sir." Ronan turns, and the look on his face makes Dominic take half a step back. "You had one job." "I know. Find the Omega. Make sure the kid got home safe. That's it." "I know." Ronan exhales through his teeth. He wants to be angry, wants to tear into Dominic for the failure. But the truth is, Calder Hale is good at disappearing. And Ronan's been distracted. Too many fires to put out. Too many enemies circling. He didn't expect to care. He doesn't do this. Doesn't get involved in the lives of people who don't matter to his empire. Doesn't waste resources on lost Omegas and scared kids. But that night, standing in the lobby, watching a child stare him down with more courage than most grown alphas, something shifted. Ronan saw himself. Not the man he is now. The boy he used to be. The one who learned too young that softness gets you killed. That control is the only currency that matters. That fear is a weapon, and you either wield it or it wields you. Irie Hale didn't look afraid. He looked furious, and Ronan respected that. So he gave the order. Find the Omega. Keep them safe. Done. Except it wasn't done. Because 2 hours ago, Ronan's network picked up chatter. An Omega, beaten half to death, dumped in an alley near the courthouse. Witnesses said the attackers were professionals. Clean, efficient, sending a message. Ronan knew before he got the name. Calder Hale. He doesn't remember deciding to go. Doesn't remember telling Dominic to have the car ready. 1 second he's in his office, the next he's in the SUV, rain hammering the windshield, jaw locked tight, driving too fast through streets that part for him like water. He found the alley, found the 2 men standing over Calder's broken body, found himself stepping out into the rain, voice cold and sharp, telling them to move. They didn't. Ronan didn't repeat himself. What happened next was fast, brutal, efficient, the kind of thing Ronan's done 100 times and will do 100 more. He doesn't feel guilty about it. Doesn't feel anything except the sick satisfaction of watching men who hurt the defenseless realize they picked the wrong victim. Then he looked down. Calder, unconscious, bleeding, scent fading under the rain and the blood and the fear. And something inside Ronan broke open. Not broke, that's the wrong word. It was more like a lock turning, a door slamming shut. a bond snapping into place with the inevitability of gravity. Mine. The word screamed through his mind, louder than the rain, louder than logic, louder than the decades of control he built into a fortress around himself. Mine. He didn't choose it, didn't want it, but it was there. Absolute. Undeniable. Ronan carried Calder to the SUV, drove him to the estate, called the medic, watched every breath, every heartbeat, every flicker of pain cross that pale, bruised face, and hated himself for caring. Now, standing in his office with Dominic waiting for orders, Ronan forces himself back to the present. Gareth Crown, Ronan says. Dominic nods. We confirmed it. The attack was sanctioned. Crown's been tracking Hale since the testimony. Waited 6 years. Let him think he was safe. Then sent a message. What kind of message? The kind that says, "You spoke once. Don't do it again." Ronan's hands curl into fists. Where is he? Crown? Still in the city. He thinks he's untouchable. He's wrong. Dominic hesitates. Sir, with all due respect, Gareth Crown has friends, judges, politicians. If we move on him, there will be blowback. I don't care. The board won't. Ronan's voice drops, lethal and quiet. I don't care. Dominic goes silent. Ronan turns back to the window. His reflection stares back. Sharp, cold, controlled. The Alpha King. The man who doesn't make mistakes. The man who doesn't let emotion dictate strategy. Except he just did. He brought an Omega into his home. Let a child sleep in his guest room. Gave orders to protect people who mean nothing to his empire. And he'd do it again. That's the problem. Behind him, Dominic speaks carefully. What do you want me to do? Ronan doesn't turn around. Seal the city. No flights. No ports. I want every move Crown makes tracked. I want every ally he has cataloged. And I want files. All of them. Everything he's buried. That'll take time. You have 48 hours. Dominic doesn't argue. He knows better. And Hale? Ronan's jaw tightens. He stays here. The boy too. No one touches them. Understood. Dominic leaves. Ronan stays. The city glitters below, unaware that the ground just shifted, that the Alpha King just declared war on a man who thought himself immune. Ronan doesn't care about the cost, doesn't care about the fallout, because somewhere in this estate, an Omega is waking up, checking on his son, wondering if safety is real or just another lie. And Ronan intends to prove it's real, even if it destroys him. When an Alpha who controls everything suddenly can't control himself, what happens to the city? Gareth Crown doesn't look like a monster. He looks like a man who donates to children's charities and smiles for cameras and shakes hands with governors. His suits are tailored. His hair is silver and perfect. His office overlooks the Harborcrest waterfront, all glass and steel, and the kind of view that reminds people money can buy anything, including silence. Right now, he's on the phone. I understand your concern, he says smoothly, leaning back in his leather chair. But the situation is handled. The voice on the other end is sharp, anxious. Handled? Ashcroft has him. Do you understand what that means? Crown's smile doesn't reach his eyes. Ronan Ashcroft is a businessman. He'll see reason. He carried Hale into his estate like a stray dog, Crown interrupts. Nothing more. Ashcroft doesn't get involved in sentiment. He'll lose interest. And if he doesn't, Crown's fingers tap against the desk. Once, twice. Then we remind him why getting involved was a mistake. The line goes dead. Crown sets the phone down, steeples his fingers, and stares out at the water. The city hums below. Traffic, construction, lives moving forward because they don't know what's happening behind closed doors. They never do. 6 years ago, Calder Hale was a problem. A scared kid with a conscience who thought telling the truth mattered. Crown had spent decades building his network. Foster systems, juvenile facilities, rehabilitation programs for Omegas who had nowhere else to go. Legal, clean, profitable. And then Calder spoke. The case collapsed, yes. Witnesses vanished. Records burned. But the damage was done. Questions were asked. Donations dried up. Crown had to rebuild, rebrand, start over. He never forgot. He waited, watched, let Calder think he was safe. Let him build a life, raise a kid, believe the past was buried. Then he sent a message. It was supposed to be simple. Remind Hale that silence has value. Make sure he understood the cost of speaking again. Nothing permanent. Nothing that would draw attention. But Ronan Ashcroft showed up. And now everything is complicated. Crown's assistant knocks. "Sir, your 4 o'clock is here. Send him in." The door opens. A man enters, tall, scarred, ex-military by the look of him. He doesn't sit. "The job was clean," the man says. "Clean." Crown's voice sharpens. "Ashcroft has the Omega." The man doesn't flinch. "We followed orders. Beat him. Left him breathing. Sent the message." "And then what?" "Then Ashcroft arrived. Alone. Took out both my men. Carried Hale out like he owned him." Crown's jaw tightens. "You're telling me Ronan Ashcroft risked exposure to save an Omega he's never met?" "That's what I'm telling you." Silence. Crown stands, walks to the window, hands clasped behind his back. The waterfront stretches out below, boats gliding past, the city moving like it always does. But something's shifting. Ronan Ashcroft doesn't save people. He uses them, controls them, discards them when they're no longer useful. That's the game. That's the rule. Except he saved Calder Hale. "Why? Pull up everything we have on Hale," Crown says. "Family, work history, connections. I want to know why Ashcroft cares." The man nods. "And the Omega? Leave him, for now." "And Ashcroft?" Crown turns, and for the first time his smile looks real. "Ronan Ashcroft thinks he runs this city. It's time we remind him he doesn't." The man leaves. Crown returns to his desk, pulls out a burner phone, and dials. It rings twice. "It's me," Crown says. "We have a problem. Ashcroft's involved." The voice on the other end is cold, amused. "Then it's time." "You're sure?" "I'm sure. The Kings think they're untouchable. Let's teach them otherwise." The line goes dead. Crown sets the phone down, leans back, and stares at the ceiling. Ronan Ashcroft is powerful, dangerous, ruthless, but he's not the only alpha in this city. And he just made an enemy of the one man who knows how to destroy him. Across the city, in the Vale Crown estate, Ronan stands in the war room. It's not called that officially. On paper, it's a conference room. But everyone who works for Ronan knows what it really is. Maps line the walls. Screens glow with data, shipping routes, financial records, surveillance feeds. A table dominates the center, covered in files. Dominic stands at attention. 3 other lieutenants wait. Ronan doesn't sit. "Gareth Crown," he says. "Tell me everything." Dominic nods, pulls up a file on the main screen. Crown's face appears, smiling, polished, fake. Gareth Crown, age 52, runs the Crown Foundation, a nonprofit focused on at-risk youth. Operates 12 juvenile facilities across the state. Clean reputation. Major donor to political campaigns. And the truth. Dominic clicks. New files appear. The facilities are fronts. He traffics kids through the foster system, launders money, exploits Omegas who have no legal protection. We've confirmed at least 40 cases over the last decade. Ronan's expression doesn't change. Evidence buried. Witnesses disappeared. Records scrubbed. He's good at covering his tracks. Not good enough. Dominic clicks again. 6 years ago, Calder Hale testified. Named Crown. Named his partners. The case collapsed, but the testimony still exists. Sealed. Crown's been tracking him ever since. Why now? We don't know. Maybe Hale got too comfortable. Maybe Crown wanted to send a message to anyone else thinking about talking. Ronan's jaw tightens. Who else is involved? Dominic hesitates. That's where it gets complicated. He pulls up a new screen. Names. Faces, connections, judges, politicians, businessmen, alphas with money and power and reputations built on lies. Ronan scans the list. His chest tightens. This isn't just Crown. This is a network. How deep? Ronan asks. Deep enough that moving on Crown will shake the entire city. Good. The room goes silent. One of the lieutenants speaks up. Sir, if we go after Crown, his allies will retaliate. We'll lose contracts, deals, political cover. Ronan turns, and the look on his face makes the man shut up. Let me be clear, Ronan says, voice low and cold. I don't care about contracts. I don't care about deals. I don't care if every alpha in this city lines up against me. Gareth Crown hurt an Omega under my protection. That ends now. No one argues. Ronan turns back to the screen. I want every file, every witness, every piece of evidence Crown buried. I want his donors exposed, his facilities raided, his allies cataloged, and I want it done in 48 hours. Dominic nods. And if he runs? Ronan's smile is cold. He won't. He thinks I won't move, that I'll see reason, that I care more about my empire than one Omega. And do you? Ronan doesn't answer. He doesn't need to. The room clears. Dominic lingers. Sir, he says carefully, this could cost you everything. Ronan stares at Crown's face on the screen. I know. And you're still going through with it? Ronan's hands curl into fists. Yes. Dominic nods once. Then let's burn it all down. He leaves. Ronan stands alone, staring at the map of the city. His city, the one he built through control, calculation, and fear. And now he's risking it all for an Omega he barely knows. Somewhere upstairs, Calder is awake, checking on Irie, wondering if this is real. Ronan intends to make sure it is, even if it costs him his throne. When the Alpha King declares war, the entire city holds its breath. But what happens when the enemy was waiting for this all along? Irie wakes up first. His small hand pats Calder's chest, then his face, checking the way he always does when the nightmares get bad. Calder's eyes flutter open, and the first thing he sees is his son's dark eyes staring back, wide and worried. You're here, Irie whispers. Calder's throat tightens. I'm here. You didn't come home. I waited. Mrs. Chun said you'd be back, but you weren't, and then the big man came and he said you were hurt, and I thought, hey! Calder pulls him close, ignoring the sharp burn in his ribs. I'm okay. I'm right here. Irie buries his face in Calder's shirt, and his small body shakes. Not crying, just holding on like if he lets go, Calder will disappear again. They stay like that for a long time. The room is quiet. Morning light filters through the massive windows, turning everything gold and soft. Outside, birds call to each other. The city hums in the distance, muted and far away. Calder has never been anywhere this quiet. His apartment, the one he can barely afford, sits above a laundromat that runs 24 hours. The walls are thin. The neighbors fight. Sirens wail past every hour. Quiet is a luxury people like him don't get. But here, in this room that's bigger than his entire apartment, with sheets that smell like expensive detergent and a mattress that doesn't creak, everything feels surreal, like he's borrowed someone else's life. The door opens. Calder tenses. Irie lifts his head. Ronan steps inside, carrying a tray. Coffee, toast, eggs, orange juice in a glass that catches the light. He stops when he sees them awake. For a second, no one speaks. Then Irie slides off the bed and walks straight up to Ronan, tilts his head back, and says, You brought my Omega back. Ronan's expression flickers. I did. Thank you. Ronan sets the tray on the side table, then crouches down so he's eye level with Irie. The movement is slow, deliberate, like he's approaching something fragile. You're Irie, Ronan says. You remember. I remember. Irie nods, satisfied. Are you gonna keep us safe? Calder's chest tightens. He wants to interrupt, to tell Irie not to ask for promises from men like Ronan Ashcroft, but the words stick in his throat. Ronan doesn't hesitate. Yes, even from the bad people? Especially from them. Irie studies him for a long moment, then sticks out his hand. Okay, deal. Ronan shakes it, and something in his face softens. Just for a second. Just enough that Calder sees the man underneath the crown. Then it's gone. Ronan stands, turns to Calder. You need to eat. I'm fine. You haven't eaten in 36 hours. Eat. It's not a suggestion. Calder wants to argue, wants to push back against the alpha command in Ronan's voice. But his stomach twists with hunger, and Irie is already climbing back onto the bed, reaching for the toast. So Calder eats. The food tastes better than anything he's had in months. The coffee is strong and hot. The eggs are perfectly cooked. It's the kind of breakfast people eat in movies, not real life. Ronan watches from the doorway. You didn't have to do this, Calder says quietly. I know. Then why? Ronan's jaw tightens. Because you were hurt, and he was scared. That's not a reason. It's the only one that matters. Calder sets the coffee down, meets Ronan's gaze. What do you want from me? Ronan's expression hardens. Nothing. Everyone wants something. I'm not everyone. The words hang heavy between them. Irie looks up, toast halfway to his mouth. I like him, Omega. He's big, but he's not mean. Calder's chest aches. Irie has spent his whole life learning to read alphas, learning who's safe and who's not. And somehow, in less than a day, he's decided Ronan Ashcroft, the Alpha King, the most dangerous man in the city, is safe. Calder doesn't know if that's instinct or desperation. Irie, Ronan says, voice gentler now. There's a library downstairs, and a cook who makes the best pancakes in the state. You want to go see? Irie's eyes go wide. Can I? Ronan looks at Calder. Calder hesitates. Every instinct screams not to let Irie out of his sight. But the hope on his son's face, the way he's already sliding off the bed, the promise of something normal and safe, it breaks him. Okay, Calder says, but you stay with Dominic, Ronan finishes. My head of security. He has 3 kids. He'll keep Irie safe. Irie grins, waves at Calder, and bolts out the door. The room goes quiet. Calder and Ronan stand on opposite sides of the bed, the space between them charged with something neither of them knows how to name. You didn't have to do that, Calder says. He needed to be a kid for a minute. And what do I need? Ronan's eyes darken. You need to stop acting like you're still alone. I am alone. Not anymore. The certainty in Ronan's voice makes Calder's breath catch. He wants to argue, wants to tell Ronan he's wrong, that this is temporary, that as soon as the danger passes, they'll leave. But the bond hums between them, faint and insistent, pulling Calder toward the one alpha he should be running from. I don't want to owe you, Calder says quietly. You don't. Then what is this? Ronan crosses the room, stops a foot away, close enough that Calder can feel the heat radiating off him. This is me keeping you alive, Ronan says, because the alternative is unacceptable. Calder's pulse hammers. Why? Ronan's jaw works like he's biting back words he doesn't want to say. Finally, he exhales. Because when I found you in that alley, something in me changed, and I don't know how to change it back. The confession lands raw and honest between them. Calder stares at him, searching for the lie, the manipulation, the angle. He doesn't find one. I'm not yours, Calder says, but his voice shakes. I know. I won't be owned. I'm not asking you to be. Then what are you asking? Ronan's hand lifts, hesitates, then brushes a strand of hair away from Calder's bruised face. The touch is careful, reverent, nothing like the violence Calder's used to. I'm asking you to let me protect you, Ronan says, just until this is over. Calder closes his eyes. And then you choose. When Calder opens his eyes again, Ronan is already walking toward the door. He pauses at the threshold, doesn't turn around. They'll come for you again, Ronan says. Crown won't stop, but neither will I. Then he's gone. Calder stands alone in the quiet room, heart pounding, body aching, and for the first time in 6 years, he lets himself believe that maybe, just maybe, he doesn't have to survive alone. Downstairs, in the war room, Dominic's phone buzzes. He answers, listens. His face goes pale. "Sir," he says, looking at Ronan. "Crown just pulled his family out of the city. Private jet. Filed an hour ago." Ronan's expression doesn't change. "He's running." "No," Ronan says, voice cold and certain. "He's regrouping." And across the city, in a penthouse Ronan's network hasn't found yet, another alpha answers a call. "Ashcroft took the bait," the voice says. Gareth Crown smiles. "Good. Let him think he's winning. And the Omega? Let Ashcroft keep him. It'll make the fall so much sweeter." The line goes dead. Outside the window, the city glitters, unaware that the war has already begun. When the Alpha King wages war to protect one Omega, who's really hunting who? The raids start at dawn. No warning, no warrants, just Ronan's people moving through the city like a blade through silk. Fast, precise, unstoppable. The first facility goes down in 12 minutes. Crown Foundation Rehabilitation Center for At-Risk Youth. That's what the sign says. Inside, it's cages, locked doors, kids who haven't seen sunlight in weeks, Omegas who flinch when the lights come on. Ronan doesn't go himself. He watches through the feeds, jaw tight, hands curled into fists. Dominic leads the operation. His team moves room by room, documenting everything. Cameras, recording devices, files stuffed in cabinets that should have been burned years ago. One of the kids, a girl maybe 14, asks if this is real. Dominic crouches down, meets her eyes. "It's real. You're safe now." She doesn't believe him. Not yet. By noon, 3 more facilities are empty. Kids placed in actual protective custody. Evidence loaded into trucks. Crown's carefully built empire cracking open like a rotten egg. The media picks it up by 2. Breaking news. Raids across the city. Allegations of abuse. Survivors speaking out. Names named. Faces shown. The kind of story that doesn't go away. Calder watches from the estate's media room. Irie curled up beside him, half asleep after a morning of pancakes and books. The news anchor's voice is sharp, urgent. Authorities have confirmed that the raids were initiated following new evidence provided by an anonymous source. Gareth Crown, founder of the Crown Foundation, has not been available for comment. Calder's stomach twists. This is because of him. 6 years ago, he spoke and nothing happened. Now Ronan moves and the whole city shakes. He doesn't know if he should feel relief or guilt. Omega. Calder looks down. Irie's eyes are open, worried. "I'm okay," Calder says. "You look sad." "I'm not sad. I'm just thinking about the bad man." Calder's throat tightens. "Yeah, the big alpha's gonna stop him, right?" "I think so." "Good." Irie yawns, snuggles closer. "I like it here. It's quiet." Calder brushes a hand through his son's curls, heart aching. Irie deserves quiet, deserves safety, deserves a life where he doesn't have to wonder if his Omega's coming home. But Calder knows this can't last. The door opens. Ronan steps in and the air shifts. He looks at the screen, then at Calder. "You saw." "Yeah. More coming. By tonight, every facility he owns will be empty." Calder's voice is quiet. "And then we find him. What if he runs?" Ronan's smile is cold. "He won't make it to the city limits." Calder believes him. Ronan crosses the room, stops a few feet away. His scent, steel and winter pine, washes over Calder, and the bond pulls tight. "You did this," Calder says. "We did this. I didn't ask you to." "You didn't have to." Calder looks down at Irie, then back at Ronan. "What happens when this is over?" Ronan's jaw tightens. "That's up to you. You keep saying that. Because it's true. And if I choose to leave?" Ronan's expression hardens, but his voice stays steady. "Then you leave. Just like that. Just like that." Calder doesn't believe him, can't believe him, because the bond between them is too strong, too insistent, and alphas don't let go of what they consider theirs. But Ronan's eyes hold no deception, just certainty. "I'll keep you safe until Crown's gone," Ronan says. "After that, the choice is yours. Stay, leave, build a life somewhere else. I won't stop you." "Why not?" "Because you're not a possession." The words land soft and fierce. Calder's chest tightens. He wants to say something, wants to tell Ronan that no alpha has ever spoken to him like this. But Irie stirs, mumbling in his sleep, and the moment breaks. Ronan's phone buzzes. He glances at it, expression darkening. "What?" Calder asks. "Crown just released a statement." He holds out the phone. Calder reads, "Statement from Gareth Crown. The recent actions taken against the Crown Foundation are based on false allegations and politically motivated attacks. I have dedicated my life to helping at-risk youth, and I will not stand by while my reputation is destroyed by those with ulterior motives. I look forward to clearing my name in court." Calder's hands shake. "He's lying. I know. People will believe him. Some will. And the kids, they'll speak, and people will listen." Calder looks up. "You sound sure." "I am." "Why?" Ronan's gaze is steady, unflinching. "Because I'm not letting him win." Before Calder can respond, Dominic appears in the doorway, face grim. "Sir, we have a problem." Ronan turns. "What kind of problem?" "Crown's not at his penthouse, not at his office, not at any of his known properties." "Where is he?" "We don't know. He went dark 2 hours ago." The room goes cold. Ronan's jaw locks. "Find him. We're trying." "But sir," Dominic hesitates. "He's not running. He's planning something." Ronan's eyes narrow. "Like what?" "We intercepted a call. He's meeting someone. Tonight. Location unknown." "Who?" Dominic's face goes pale. "We don't know, but the caller used a scrambled line. High-level encryption. Whoever it is, they're not small time." Ronan's hands curl into fists. Calder stands, careful not to wake Irie. "What does that mean?" Ronan doesn't answer right away. When he does, his voice is low and dangerous. "It means Crown has a partner, and we just walked into their trap." Outside, the sun sets over Harborcrest, painting the sky in shades of blood and fire. And somewhere in the city, Gareth Crown stands in an empty warehouse, phone to his ear, smiling. "They took the bait," he says. The voice on the other end laughs. "Then let's give them a war." When the hunted becomes the hunter, how does the Alpha King respond? The docks smell like salt and rust and gasoline. Ronan stands at the edge of the pier, hands in his pockets, eyes scanning the dark water. Behind him, Dominic and 3 others wait in the shadows, weapons concealed, ready. They've been here for 20 minutes. Crown is late, or he's not coming. Ronan's jaw tightens. The intel was good. Crown's meeting was supposed to happen here, tonight at midnight. But the docks are empty, just shipping containers stacked like gravestones, water lapping against the pilings, and the distant hum of the city. Ronan's phone buzzes. A text. Unknown number. "You really thought it would be that easy?" His blood goes cold. Another text. "I'm not at the docks, Ashcroft. But you are." Predictable. Ronan spins, signals Dominic. "Move. Now." They're halfway to the SUV when the explosion hits. Not close. A mile away, maybe less. The sound rips through the night. Glass shattering, metal shrieking, fire blooming orange against the black sky. Ronan's chest tightens. "Where?" he demands. Dominic's already on the phone, face pale. He listens, then looks at Ronan. Vale Crown Estate, East Wing, breach at the perimeter gate. Ronan's world tilts. Calder. Irie. He's moving before Dominic finishes talking, sprinting toward the SUV, heart hammering, mind racing. This was the plan. Lure him out. Get him away from the estate. Hit where it hurts. Crown didn't run. He attacked. The drive back is 7 minutes of pure hell. Ronan doesn't speak. doesn't breathe, just stares at the road, knuckles white on the door handle, every second stretching into eternity. Dominic drives like the devil's chasing them. When they reach the estate, smoke billows from the east wing. The gate is blown open, twisted metal and shattered stone littering the driveway. Guards are down, some moving, some not. Ronan's out of the SUV before it fully stops. He doesn't run, he hunts. His people are already securing the perimeter. Medics work on the wounded. Someone shouts orders. Ronan ignores all of it. He heads straight for the main house. The front door is intact. Inside, the lights are on. No smoke, no fire, no bodies. Ronan takes the stairs 3 at a time. The guest wing, Calder's room. The door is open. Ronan stops. The room is empty, bed made, windows intact. No sign of struggle, but Calder and Irie are gone. Ronan's chest caves in. "Sir," he turns. One of the guards, young, shaking, stands in the hallway. "They're safe," the guard says quickly. Mr. Kane moved them to the safe room when the breach happened. They're locked in, unharmed. Ronan exhales. The sound is jagged, broken. "Show me." The safe room is in the basement. Reinforced steel, biometric locks, designed to withstand anything short of a nuclear blast. The guard opens it. Calder is inside, sitting on the floor, back against the wall, Irie asleep in his lap. His eyes are wide, face pale, but he's breathing. Alive. Ronan's knees almost give out. Calder looks up, sees him, and something in his expression cracks. "You're okay," Calder says, voice shaking. Ronan steps inside, closes the door behind him. The room is small, lined with supplies, lit by a single overhead bulb. "I'm fine," Ronan says. "They said there was an explosion, that you were at the docks. I thought, I'm fine." Calder closes his eyes, exhales hard. "Irie didn't even wake up. Dominic grabbed us so fast, and I didn't know if you were." Ronan crosses the room, drops to his knees in front of them. "I'm here," he says, voice rough. "I'm right here." Calder opens his eyes, and they're wet. "This is because of me." "No. He came here because you protected me, because you went after him. This is my fault. Calder, if I hadn't testified, if I just stayed quiet." "Stop." Ronan's hands frame Calder's face, careful of the bruises still healing. "This is not your fault," Ronan says, low and fierce. "You spoke up when no one else would. You told the truth. That's not wrong. What Crown did, what he's still doing, that's on him. Not you." Calder's breath hitches. "He's going to keep coming. I know. He's going to hurt people to get to me. He's going to try. And you," Ronan's jaw tightens. "I'm going to stop him." "How?" "By doing what I should have done the moment I found you in that alley." "What's that?" Ronan's eyes burn cold. "End him." Calder stares at him, searching for hesitation, for doubt. He doesn't find any. "You can't kill him," Calder says quietly. "That'll make you just like him." "I don't care." "I do." The words hang between them, heavy and absolute. Ronan pulls back, hands dropping. He looks at Irie, still asleep, small and perfect and unaware of the war being waged around him. "What do you want me to do?" Ronan asks. "I want you to win, but not like this." "Then how?" Calder's voice is steady now. "By making sure the world sees what he is. By letting the survivors speak. By proving he can't hide anymore." Ronan's hands curl into fists. "That takes time. So take it. And if he comes for you again, then you stop him. But you don't become him." Ronan closes his eyes. Every instinct screams to hunt Crown down, to drag him into the light and make him pay with blood. But Calder's right. If Ronan crosses that line, he loses more than the fight. He loses himself. "Okay," Ronan says finally. Calder blinks. "Okay, we do it your way. We expose him. We let the system work. And if the system fails?" Ronan's smile is cold. Then I stop playing by the rules. Before Calder can respond, Dominic's voice crackles through the intercom. Sir, we found him. Ronan stands. Where? Port Authority. He's trying to board a cargo ship. We have eyes on him. Orders. Ronan looks at Calder, then at Irie, then back at the intercom. Surround him. Don't let him leave. I'm coming. He turns to Calder. Stay here. I'll be back. Calder grabs his wrist. Don't do anything you can't take back. Ronan nods once. Then he's gone. At the Port Authority, Gareth Crown stands on the dock, suitcase in hand, watching a cargo ship prepare to leave. Behind him, Ronan's people move into position. Crown smiles. Ashcroft, he says without turning around. Right on time. Ronan steps out of the shadows, flanked by Dominic and a dozen others. Going somewhere? Ronan asks. Crown turns. Just taking a vacation. You should try it. You look tense. You attacked my home. Did I? Crown shrugs. Prove it. Ronan's jaw tightens. You're done, Crown. Am I? Because from where I'm standing, I'm about to board a ship and disappear. And you? You're about to lose everything trying to protect one Omega who doesn't even belong to you. He's not property. No, Crown says. He's leverage. Ronan takes a step forward. Crown raises a hand. Careful, Ashcroft. You kill me, you prove me right. You become the monster they say you are. Ronan stops. Behind him, sirens wail. Lights flash. Police cars pour into the port. Crown's smile falters. I didn't call them, Ronan says. The survivors did. The police move fast. Crown doesn't run. He stands frozen as they surround him, read him his rights, cuff his wrists. Before they take him away, Crown looks at Ronan one last time. This isn't over, he says. Ronan's smile is cold. Yes, it is. They lead him away. Ronan stands on the dock, watching the lights fade, and exhales. It's not victory, not yet, but it's a start. Behind him, Dominic approaches. Sir, there's something else. Ronan turns. What? We traced the encrypted calls. Crown wasn't working alone. Who? Dominic hands him a file. Ronan opens it. His blood runs cold. The name on the page changes everything. When one enemy falls, who's left standing in the shadows? The balcony overlooks the city. Dawn breaks slow and soft, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold. The air smells clean, washed by last night's rain. Birds call to each other from the estate's gardens. Somewhere below, the city wakes. Traffic humming, lives moving forward. Calder stands at the railing, hands wrapped around a mug of coffee, watching the light change. He hasn't slept. Neither has Ronan. The Alpha King stands a few feet away, silent, jacket discarded, sleeves rolled up, looking like a man who just fought a war and isn't sure he won. They haven't spoken since Ronan returned last night. Crown is in custody. The survivors are speaking. The media is eating it alive. Justice is happening, but something still feels unfinished. You should rest, Ronan says finally. Calder doesn't turn. So should you. I'm fine. You're lying. Ronan exhales, moves closer. The railing creaks under his weight. For a moment, they stand side by side, watching the sun rise over the city they almost died protecting. It's not over, Calder says quietly. I know. Dominic told me about the file, about Crown's partner. Ronan's jaw tightens. I'll handle it. Will you? Ronan turns, and the exhaustion in his eyes is raw. What do you want me to say, Calder? That I'm scared? That I don't know how deep this goes? That taking down Crown might have just put a target on both of us? Calder meets his gaze. I want you to be honest. Fine. I'm terrified. Not for me. For you. For Irie. Because the people Crown was working with don't forgive. They don't forget. And they'll come. Then we'll be ready. Calder sets his mug down, turns to face Ronan fully. You think I'm leaving? I think you should. Why? Because staying here makes you a target. I'm already a target, Calder says. I was a target 6 years ago. I'll be a target 6 years from now. The only difference is whether I face it alone or not. Ronan's hands curl around the railing. You don't owe me anything. I know. Then why stay? Calder takes a breath. This is the moment. The choice Ronan promised him. The freedom to walk away, to build a life somewhere else, to pretend none of this happened. But Calder doesn't want to pretend. Because when you found me in that alley, you didn't ask questions. You didn't demand anything. You just showed up. And I've spent my whole life waiting for someone to show up. Ronan's breath catches. I'm not saying I trust you completely, Calder continues. I'm not saying this is forever, but I'm saying I want to try. I want to see if this, he gestures between them, is real or just adrenaline and survival instinct. And if it's real, Calder's voice drops. Then I stay, not because I'm owned, not because I owe you, but because I choose to. Ronan stares at him like he's seeing him for the first time. Then he moves. His hand comes up, cups Calder's face, thumb brushing over the fading bruise on his jaw. The touch is gentle, reverent, nothing like the violence Calder's known. I don't know how to do this, Ronan says, voice rough. I don't know how to be anything other than what I am. Then be what you are. Just don't lie to me, don't hide from me, and don't try to control me. I can do that. Can you? Ronan's forehead drops to rest against Calder's. Their breaths mingle, warm and steady. The bond hums between them, no longer fighting, just settling into place like it's always belonged there. I'll try, Ronan whispers. That's all I can promise. Then that's enough. They stand like that for a long time, the city waking around them, the sun climbing higher, the world moving forward. Inside, Irie wakes up. They hear his footsteps pattering down the hall, his voice calling out, Omega? Where are you? Calder pulls back, smiles. I should go, Ronan says. I'll be here. Calder hesitates, then leans in and presses a soft kiss to Ronan's jaw. Thank you. For what? For showing up. He disappears inside. Ronan stays on the balcony, hand pressed to the spot where Calder kissed him, chest tight, heart pounding. For the first time in his life, Ronan Ashcroft feels something he never thought possible. Hope. His phone buzzes. He pulls it out, sees Dominic's name, answers. Talk to me. Dominic's voice is grim. We identified Crown's partner. You need to see this. Now. Ronan's jaw tightens. Send it. The file comes through. Ronan opens it. His blood goes cold. The name on the screen belongs to someone he knows. Someone powerful. Someone who's been watching this whole time, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Ronan's hands shake. This isn't over. It's just beginning. Behind him, Calder laughs at something Irie says. The sound is light, genuine, beautiful. Ronan closes his eyes. He'll protect them, no matter the cost. Even if it destroys him, even if it costs him everything. Because for the first time in his life, he has something worth losing. And he'll burn the whole city down before he lets anyone take it from him. When the Alpha King finally opens his heart, the real enemy reveals themselves. Who's been pulling the strings all along? The call comes at 3 in the morning. Ronan is awake. He's always awake now. Sleep feels like a luxury he can't afford when the threat is still out there, circling, waiting. He answers on the first ring. Ashcroft. The voice is smooth, confident, amused. You've been busy. Ronan's jaw locks. Who is this? Someone who's been watching you make a mess of my city. Your city. Oh, Ronan, you really thought you were the only king in Harborcrest? How delightfully naive. Ronan sits up, every muscle tense. What do you want? I want you to understand something. Gareth Crown was useful, but expendable. You taking him down? That was expected. Encouraged, even. He got sloppy. He drew attention. I don't tolerate sloppiness. Then why protect him? I didn't. I used him. Just like I'm about to use you. Ronan's hands curl into fists. Try it. The voice laughs. Oh, I already am. You see, by going after Crown, you've exposed yourself. Shown the whole city what you care about. That Omega, that child. They're your weakness now. And weaknesses, Ronan, are meant to be exploited. Touch them and I'll… Kill me? Please. You don't even know who I am. And by the time you figure it out, it'll be too late. The line goes dead. Ronan is moving before the call ends. He's down the hall, checking the safe room, making sure Calder and Irie are still asleep, still safe. They are, for now. Ronan pulls out his phone, dials Dominic. We have a problem. What kind? The kind that doesn't end with Crown. Dominic swears. I'm on my way. Ronan stands in the hallway, staring at the closed door where Calder and Irie sleep, and feels the weight of everything he's built pressing down on him. He spent his life ruling through fear, through control, through cold, calculated power. He's made enemies, crushed rivals, built an empire on the bones of men who underestimated him. But he's never had something to lose before, and now he does. Inside the room, Calder stirs. He must sense something because his eyes open, find Ronan through the crack in the door. What's wrong? Calder asks, voice thick with sleep. Ronan wants to lie, wants to tell him everything's fine, go back to sleep, I've got this under control. But he promised. No lies, no hiding. There's someone else, Ronan says quietly. Someone bigger than Crown, and they just made their move. Calder sits up, careful not to wake Irie. What kind of move? A threat. Against who? Ronan's eyes meet his. You. Calder's breath catches, but he doesn't look scared. He looks angry. Then what do we do? We. You think I'm going to hide while you fight alone? That's exactly what I think. Then you don't know me as well as you think you do. Ronan steps into the room, closes the door behind him. The space feels smaller, more intimate, charged with everything they haven't said yet. This isn't your fight, Ronan says. It became my fight the moment I testified 6 years ago. The moment you pulled me out of that alley. The moment I decided to stay. Calder stands, crosses the room, stops inches away. I'm not running, Ronan. Not anymore. Ronan's chest tightens. You could die. So could you. I'm used to it. So am I. They stare at each other, and the bond pulls tight. Two people who've spent their lives surviving alone, suddenly realizing they don't have to anymore. I can't lose you, Ronan says, and the admission costs him. Then don't. Calder's hand lifts, rests against Ronan's chest, right over his heart. The touch is grounding, real. A promise neither of them knows how to keep yet. We figure this out together, Calder says, or we don't figure it out at all. Ronan covers Calder's hand with his own. Together, together. The word feels like an oath. Behind them, Irie shifts in his sleep, mumbles something about pancakes and dragons, and the moment breaks into something softer. Calder smiles. He's going to wake up and ask a million questions. Let him. He deserves answers. And what do we tell him? Ronan looks at Irie, then back at Calder. We tell him the truth, that there are people who want to hurt us, but we're not going to let them, that we're going to fight, and we're going to win. You sound sure. I am. Why? Ronan's hand tightens around Calder's. Because I finally have something worth fighting for. The sun rises over Harborcrest, washing the city in gold. The estate comes alive. Guards at their posts, staff moving through the halls, the world spinning forward. But in the distance, on the other side of the city, another alpha watches through binoculars. Tall, powerful, patient. He lowers the binoculars, smiles, and picks up his phone. It's done. Ashcroft knows we're coming. The voice on the other end is cold. Good. Let him prepare. It won't matter. And the Omega? Leave him alive. For now, Ashcroft needs to watch what happens when kings forget their place. The line goes dead. The Alpha pockets his phone, turns, and disappears into the shadows. Behind him, the city glitters, beautiful and dangerous, unaware that the real war hasn't even started yet. Back at the estate, Irie wakes up. He pads down the hall, finds Calder and Ronan standing together on the balcony, watching the sunrise. "Are we safe?" Irie asks, voice small. Calder and Ronan look at each other, then at him. "We will be," Ronan says. Irie nods, satisfied, and climbs up between them. Calder wraps an arm around him. Ronan's hand rests on Calder's shoulder. For just a moment, they're not an Alpha King, an Omega, and a child caught in a war. They're a family. And as the sun climbs higher, Ronan makes a silent vow. Whoever's coming, whatever they want, they'll have to go through him first. And Ronan Ashcroft doesn't lose. Not when everything he's ever wanted is finally standing right beside him. The city holds its breath. The war is coming. And when it does, Harborcrest will never be the same. The Alpha King found his heart, but now someone wants to rip it out. Who will survive the coming storm? Don't miss what happens next. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next chapter of this epic story. Drop a comment below and let us know. Team Ronan or Team Calder? What do you think happens when the real enemy finally reveals themselves? Your thoughts inspire us and help others find stories that move them. Share this with someone who loves powerful storytelling. We'll see you in the next one.